Yes, buying a home is very, very exciting. But the hard truth is that if you don't ask the right questions, you could be walking into the biggest financial mistake of your entire life. And the worst part is that, most buyers, they don't even realize what it is that they've overlooked until it's far too late. But here's the good news. There are some simple ways to avoid regrets, save thousands of dollars, and feel very confident in your decision. Hey guys, my name's Glen Hopkins, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing 10 critical questions that you must ask before buying a home. These are questions that are going to protect you from those costly surprises. Too often I hear about these stories of unsuspecting buyers who only after moving in uncover hidden issues. They face costly repairs, or they realize that there are certain features that they assumed were included in the purchase are actually missing. But I don't want you to worry about that, because you are about to learn exactly how you can avoid those pitfalls. And get this, guys, number 10 is the one question that most buyers tend to completely overlook. And it is the one that in the long run, it's probably what is going to save you the most money of all. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in here. The first question that you should always ask and really try to uncover the answer to is why is the seller moving? Now, here's the thing, sellers agents and the sellers themselves, they are not required to tell you why they are moving. But it is always going to be in your best interest to ask that very simple question, because any insight that you can gather about their motivation is going to give you clues about the house and its history. And of course, it can also give you a significant edge when it comes time to negotiating the best possible deal. For instance, are they relocating for work? Or maybe they're downsizing, or they're upgrading to a larger home for a growing family. Or maybe, perhaps, it's a move due to a divorce or financial hardship of some sort. These types of reasons, they often are going to reveal how motivated the seller is to close the deal. For example, a family who's needing to sell quickly to afford their next home, or perhaps someone who's eager to move on from a difficult situation, they might be more open to negotiating a better price and terms for you. And here's the key, by the way, understanding their motivation, it isn't just about getting a good deal. It's also about positioning yourself in a place where you can help relieve them of their burden, while at the same time securing the best possible outcome for yourself. And by the way, if you're interested in getting your hands on some of my best negotiation tactics, what I'll do is I'm going to put a link in the description box below where you can download a free copy of my Home Buyers Negotiation Playbook. And it's designed to help you negotiate the best possible deal on your home. Now, speaking about getting the best deal, let's go ahead and move on to the next question that you should always ask. And that is, what is included in the sale? Have you ever opened up a gift box only to realize that the best part is missing? Like maybe the batteries, something like that, right? That's how it feels when you move into a home and you discover that things like the light fixtures or the shelving and storage units or the potted plants maybe out back, they've all disappeared. To avoid this headache, you're going to want to make sure that you ask what is included in the sale, and make sure that you have it in writing. Now, the common ones that you're always going to have there, or should have there at least, included are the major appliances, all of the major appliances, and the window coverings. But let's not forget about the things that you want to add, the other things that you might want and expect in the deal. Things such as, the TV mounts and brackets, the extra fridge or that freezer that's sitting out there in the garage, and the built-in vacuum components and their accessory, the hose and the power brush and all that sort of thing. Make sure you write that into the contract. And also think about the backyard as well, okay? So things like the sheds, hot tubs, if there's a hot tub out there, or, even the backyard play set. Just know that literally anything that is not nailed down can technically leave with the seller. And while you're clarifying what is included, we also need to talk about what might need replacing. So you always want to ask the question is, how old are your major systems and appliances? Because nothing kills the excitement of moving into a new home faster than discovering that you might need to replace a $20,000 roof or maybe a furnace in the dead of winter. And so I always tell my clients that we need to ask about the age of the roof. We need to know how old the HVAC system is and the hot water tank. You know, I once had a client this one time who discovered that the roof on the home that they loved was actually 25 years old and it was overdue for replacement. And that information, it actually helped us negotiate a $15,000 price reduction. Now, while it's great to know the age of the systems, it's going to be equally important to ask about any recent work that was done on the home. So you need to ask, are there any recent renovations or repairs? Now, renovations, they can add value to a home, but only if they've been done correctly. And some upgrades are professional grade, while others, well, let's just say that they're kind of creative weekend projects. So you always want to ask for documentation on recent repairs or renovations. One of my clients actually almost bought a home with updated electrical, only to find out during the inspection that it didn't meet the code. And that could have been an absolute disaster. But thankfully, we caught it on time with that home inspection. The fifth question is, what is the neighborhood itself like? Yes, of course, even with the best upgrades, the neighborhood itself can make or break a deal. You know, when you're buying a home, you're not just going to be investing in the four walls and the roof. You're also investing in a lifestyle. So the neighborhood is going to play a huge role in that. So you want to make sure that you go there, you visit that area at different times of the day. Also, talk to the neighbors, research the schools, the parks, and all of the nearby amenities. It's really important because, you know, a quiet street during the day, it could turn into a total party zone at night. And also, by the way, I've actually created a lot of videos on various neighborhoods sharing all of the pros and all of the cons of each of those areas. So you want to make sure that you watch some of those videos before you make a move. And you can find all of those here on this channel under my playlists. Now, speaking of things that you're going to want to know before moving in, don't forget to ask if there are any known issues with the property. Now, I understand that this might seem like a bit of a no-brainer here, but you'd be surprised at how many people overlook this very critical question. Because while sellers, they are required to disclose major issues, sometimes smaller problems or even some significant ones may not be immediately obvious. For example, has the basement ever flooded during a heavy rain? Or, you know, is there any history of water damage or maybe some issues with pests in the past? Yes, a professional home inspection is likely going to uncover many of these types of problems, but wouldn't you rather know about those problems before you actually write an offer and pay for that inspection? Asking up front can save you a lot of time, money, and potential frustration down the line. And while you're uncovering the property's past, don't forget to plan on the future by asking the question of, what are the monthly costs of owning this home? You know, it's not just the mortgage that you're going to need to think about here. There's property taxes, strata fees, utility bills, and maintenance costs. They all add up. For example, older homes, they might have higher heating costs due to, say, outdated insulation. So ask the seller for an estimate of these monthly expenses so that you're not going to be caught off guard down the line. And also, while you're at it, while you're crunching the numbers, it's also going to be important to take a closer look at the market. And you can do that by asking your realtor this very important question. And that is, what is the market like in this specific area? You know, is the neighborhood on the rise or is it losing value? Are homes selling quickly or are they sitting on the market for months and months on end? And, you know, is the job economy in this area strong? Will there be ongoing future demand for homes in this area? All of these types of questions are really important because knowing these trends and taking the time to analyze what the future real estate market in the area will likely look like can really give you a huge edge. Now, assuming that you get all of the answers that you're looking for. Before you write an offer, let's talk about your competition. Question number 9 is, have there been any other offers on the property? Now, this question is going to be pure gold, and it might seem like a simple inquiry, but the answer can give you critical insight into the seller's situation and your own strategy. Now, if there's been no offers, that's great news, because now you've got some room to negotiate. A property that's been sitting on the market without any takers, it could mean that the seller is growing more motivated to make a deal, giving you the chance to push for better terms and possibly even a price reduction. Now, on the other hand, if there are multiple offers on the property, you're going to need to act quickly and strategically to stand out. And don't just stop at asking about the offers. You want to make sure that you go one step further and ask why any previous offers might have fallen through. Was it due to financing issues, or was it something minor, or was it related to a major red flag about the property itself that the seller might not otherwise have disclosed? Digging a little deeper, it can uncover that extra layer of information that could save you from making a very costly mistake. Or it could also give you some valuable insight, a valuable edge in your negotiations. And speaking about avoiding mistakes, let's wrap things up with the one question that most people forget. And that is, what's the long-term potential of this home? This is the moment to step back and take a look at the bigger picture here and ask yourself, does this home, does it fit your lifestyle needs, not just today, but also 5 years, 10 years, or even 20 years down the road? So for instance, if you have a young family and you're planning on having kids, that cozy one bedroom with a view, it might seem perfect right now, but it could quickly become very cramped as your family grows. So, instead, it might make more sense to aim for a 2 or even a 3-bedroom home that your family can grow into very comfortably. And that way you're not going to have to sell down the road. Now, it's not just about the size either. I want you to think about the layout, the location, and of course the neighborhood. Is the area family friendly? Are there good schools nearby? Or if you're nearing retirement, is the layout practical for aging in place? At the end of the day, thinking long-term is going to help you make a smarter decision right in the here and now. One that's going to align with your future goals and, of course, is going to save you the stress and the cost of moving again too soon. So there you have it, guys. Those are 10 critical questions that you want to ask before buying a home. Now, here's the thing. Knowing the answers to these 10 questions is really just the beginning. In my next video, I'm going to be revealing 3 insider negotiation secrets that can save you literally tens of thousands of dollars. So trust me, you do not want to miss this one. And of course, in the meantime, if you have any questions or you just want to talk about buying a home, feel free to reach out. There is a link in the description box below. Otherwise, I will see you on the next video.